Welcome to your 25-minute flow. We'll begin in a comfortable, easy seat, Sukhasana. Whatever that looks like for you, ankles can be crossed, half lotus, full lotus. Legs can be extended if none of that is accessible for your knees. Hands come to the knees or the thighs. Shoulders come up, back, and down, and breath comes in and out through the nose. We'll take 3 cleansing, clearing breaths before we start. Deep inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the mouth. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, release any tension. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Find stillness, find your why. Bring the hands to heart center and set your intention, sankalpa. Why are you here on your mat? What do you need from this practice? What can you bring to this practice? Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lengthen. Deeper inhale, lengthen more. Cross at the thumbs, exhale, pull forward into child's pose. I like to take the knees about mat width, big toes touching, or head down to the mat. Sway a little side to side, just release any tension, any holding patterns. Our hips hold so much. Find your stillness. Just melt into the mat. Find gratitude for your mat, for your practice, for your body. Coming up into a tabletop position. The hips will stay over the knees as we walk our hands and arms out into puppy pose. The chest melts down, the chin and the forehead can come down. Gently press into the hands and turn the head to the right. Gently press and turn the head to the left. Gently press back to neutral, chin or forehead down. See if you can reach it a little further. If the forehead isn't down, bring it down and bring the hands underneath the shoulders, establishing a tabletop and pushing back into diamond hero. Twisting to the right, looking over that right shoulder. And double helix, look left. Twisting to the left, looking over that left shoulder. And double helix, look right. Bring the hands down in between the knees, float the knees up into Pashupati. If this isn't accessible for you, if you don't have the balance, you can keep the hands down. Hands come to heart center. Abhaya Mudra, push fear, and twist to the right. Engage the core, keep the breath, come back to neutral. Push fear, twist to the left. In and out through the nose. Back to the center. Up overhead. Hands come down to the mat. Widen the feet as much as you need to get the hips down into a yogi squat. Malasana. Elbows can come down. Backs of hand can come down. Left arm comes out, right arm comes over. Pulsing. If you have the bind, take the bind. If you're in the bind, lift up onto the toes. Look up over that right shoulder. Release, back to neutral. Right arm comes out, left arm comes up. Pulsing. And if you took the bind on the other side, take the bind. If you lift it onto the toes, lift onto the toes. Keeping that breath through every movement. Releasing back to neutral. Pull forward into a tabletop position. I like to widen my tabletop a little bit for dancing lion. Inhaling forward, exhaling backwards in a clockwise motion. Letting the head and neck roll around with you. Taking this as slowly or as quickly as you feel. Close the eyes and feel the body. Switch directions. Inhaling forward, exhaling backward. Wind it down to neutral. Inhale into cow. Exhale, look in into cat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look in. Open. Close. In. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Coming to neutral, stepping one foot at a time back into high plank, pressing back into downward facing dog. Starting with high heels and straight legs. Bend through the left knee, ground the right heel, getting a stretch into the back of that right leg. And switch. Both heels high. Exhale, the heels come down or as close to the mat as possible. Inhale, pull forward into a plank. And roll through into upward facing dog. Gaze is up. Gaze forward and to the right. And to the left. Neutral. Tuck the chin and roll back into downward facing. Left hand comes to the tailbone. Slowly float the right foot up, building balance and strength. Left hand comes down, right foot comes down. Other side, right hand comes to the tailbone, left foot floats up. Keeping those hips neutral, keeping the breath through every movement. Right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Inhale, pull forward into plank. Hold the plank. Breathing in and out through the nose. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Walk the feet in between the hands. They come to hip width distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, grab opposite elbows. I like to put my hands in the elbow creases. I feel a deeper stretch in my back body. Sway a little side to side. Keep a gentle bend in the knees here as it is our first forward fold. Release the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees, tuck the pelvis, roll up into ragdoll. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take some time here in your Tadasana, your Samasthiti here, mountain pose, your equal standing pose. Rock a little forward and back, find that stability in your feet, and ground down, getting ready for our practice. Inhale, forward, up and back, a gentle back bend. Exhale, fold in, look in. Inhale, halfway lift. Jump or walk back into a chaturanga. Inhale, roll through upward facing dog. Exhale, push back downward facing. Walk the feet in between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out, up. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, forward, up, and back. Exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Lunge that right foot to the back of the mat. Right knee gently down. A gentle opening. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Walk or jump, feet in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out and up. Exhale to the heart. Forward, up, and back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Lunge the left foot to the back of the mat. Left knee gently down. A gentle opening. And exhaling into downward facing dog. Pull forward into pie plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Walk or jump the feet in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, forward, up, and back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, jump to the back of the mat, down to your chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot steps in between the hands, coming up into warrior one. Hands to the heart, straighten that right leg, clasp the hands, gentle back bend, and simultaneously fold in and re-engage that lunge into your humble warrior. Back foot should be at about a 45-degree angle. Inner arch of the back foot is lifted, and we're breathing through the nose. Coming back up, straight legs, gentle back bend. Release the hands, re-engage that lunge, back into warrior one. Hands come to the mat, right foot meets left, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Left foot steps in between the hands into warrior one. Hands to the heart. Clasp the hands behind the back, a gentle back bend, and humble your warrior. Staying strong through that back right leg. Strong inner arch of that right foot. Keeping the hands clasped, come up, straight left leg. Gentle back bend. Back into your warrior one. Hands come down to the mat. Right foot meets left. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Hold a downward dog for a few breaths. Feet come in between the hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, out and up. Exhale to the heart. Step the right leg to the back of the mat, setting up your warrior two. Tendency in warrior two is to lean a little forward. Find your midline with that spine. Straighten the left leg, coming into Trikonasana. Keep length through that left side body. Don't let that right hip collapse in. Find your depth while keeping the breath. Bind the right hand comes inside the left inner thigh, lifting up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, keeping the foot in the air flexed. Gaze can come up, for a little bit more of a challenge, and right arm comes up. Hands come down to the mat, knee to nose. Right foot lunges back, left foot comes up, three-legged dog. Left knee, left elbow, fly, if it's accessible. Left foot back, left knee, right elbow, fly, if it's accessible. Left foot back, left knee to nose, left foot back, left foot meets right, downward dog, and take your vinyasa. Look forward, feet come in between the hands, halfway lift, fold in, inhale out and up, exhale to the heart. Step the left foot to the back of the mat, setting up your warrior two on the other side. Keeping that spine neutral, strong back leg. Straighten the right leg, setting up your Trikonasana. Finding your depth while keeping the breath. Bind the hand around that right inner thigh. Right hand comes up as a kickstand. Left foot floats into Ardha Chandrasana. Gaze can come up if it's accessible. Weight stays on the big toe mound of that right foot. Left arm comes up. Hands come down to the mat, knee to nose, lunge it back. Right foot comes up into a three-legged dog. Right knee, right elbow, fly. Right knee, left elbow, try to fly. It's okay if you don't. It doesn't matter. Right foot up, right knee to nose, and right foot meets left. Take your vinyasa. And find your breath again. Feet come in between the hands, halfway lift. Fold in. Inhale out and up. Exhale to the heart. We tried it. It doesn't matter. Nobody's thinking about it anymore. Forward, up, and back, a gentle back bend. Fold in and take vinyasa. Last time, I promise. Forward into a plank. Bring the knees down. Sit in rock pose if it's accessible. If it's not, find a comfortable seat. Just find stillness, find your breath. Take a water break if you need to. You did amazing. And now we'll wind it down. Also, I haven't mentioned it, but I've been getting bit nonstop. But for you, I do it. Twist to the right. Look left. Twist left. Look right. Float the knees up. Hands come to the heart. Back stays straight. Release. Sit on the heels. Come up into a downward facing dog. Left foot comes up and into pigeon pose. Walk your right foot back. If you need to Keep the right toes tucked. If there's too much pressure on your knee, keep the right toes tucked. And go to where you can go. Whatever depth is comfortable. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can take a reclined pigeon. Coming up, left hand comes back and grabs that foot. Release it. Right hand comes back, taking whatever variation is accessible and comfortable to you. This is something I just discovered I can do, so it will be my identity for some time. Release it, bringing that left foot out to the side of the mat. Sinking those hips back. A gentle stretch. Left foot comes to the right side, keeping the hips as square as possible, looking over that right shoulder at that left foot. Back to neutral, back to downward facing dog, right leg comes up and into pigeon. Finding whatever you can find. Maybe you're uber flexible and can come all the way down. Maybe you need the hands underneath the forehead in prayer. Maybe you need to stay up where we were. Only you know what you can do. Only you know if you're honoring your body. Coming up, right hand grabs the outside of that left foot. Release, left hand. Whatever variation you took on the other side. As I said, this is new to me, so this is my identity. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, the king pigeon. Coming back, that right leg extends, the hips sink, forehead comes to the mat. And right foot crosses over that left, keeping the hips as square as possible, looking over that left shoulder at the right foot. Releasing, walking the knees in between the hands, finding the center of your mat. I was going to do something and I changed my mind. So we're going to tuck the knees in and roll up into seated. One last little push. Hands clasped behind the knees, straighten the legs into boat. Release and lower, and come up into boat. Release, up, down, up. Continue. Keep going. Almost there. Hold it. And tuck it in. That was it, I promise. Rock a little left to right. Bringing the knees to the left side, right arm comes up overhead. Look to the right. Come back to neutral. Hug yourself in and switch. Looking to the left, knees fall to the right. Coming back to neutral. Rock a little left to right. Do whatever you need to do before we go into our Shavasana. The palms face up. The feet can roll out. Any and all tension is released. Any thoughts that come up, we can greet them and send them on their merry way. Starting to bring some more breath and subtle movement into the body. Inhale the arms up overhead, point the toes away. Hug yourself in one more time. Have gratitude for you for showing up. Rock forward and back as many times as you need to get up into a seated position. Hands come to the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'm eternally grateful for you. To the third eye, namaste.